Is it Iceberg Interactive? Iceberg Interactive. Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay. Great, great, great. Twitch.tv slash Dexbonus. Great. Awesome. Am I a little sick? Everybody else in our house has been sick, and I've been mostly totally fine. Um, but I did wake up this morning feeling congested, and I was like, it's my turn. Sam got a COVID test done yesterday, and he said it was deeply uncomfortable. So now I know that sucks. It gave me the option because it was a drive-through situation, and so it gave the option of like, if you want more people in the household to come in your car, you can all get swabbed at the same time, but it'll probably be a much longer wait. And I was like, Sam's the one who has the most symptoms, and he like, I don't know. I feel like if all of us in the house are showing similar symptoms, then probably if he gets tested and it's positive, we know we're all positive. Or vice versa. If he is not positive, we know we all just have a normal ass cold, you know? Yeah, they stuck a thing up his nose and tickled his brain. Yeah. Sam has lost his sense of taste. The reason that we're doing it, we normally wouldn't bother to get tested, but like I was explaining yesterday, Clark now goes to daycare a couple hours during the week. And so like we like tried really hard to make sure that the daycare situation she was going into was like as safe as possible while still allowing her to, you know, be around other kids and get out of the house and stuff. It's like small pod, one teacher, you know, that sort of thing. But it relies on the parents doing the due diligence to reach out and say, hey, I'm tested positive, right? So that they know this small pod of kids is compromised. We go to the next stage. So, yeah. So when we all got sick, we were like, if we're going to be part of this system and send her to daycare, even if it's only a little bit, then we have to, if we're sick and we're showing any of the potential symptoms, we have to, you know, we have to get tested, because otherwise, like, what's the point? So. How is Clark liking daycare? Every time I take her, she says very calmly, Mommy, if you take me to nursery, I will cry. Every time. Every single time. And I'm like, that's okay if you need to cry. That's fine. If you need to cry, that's okay. But maybe instead we should list off all of the things that are fun about nursery, right? You get to learn all kinds of new things, and you sing songs, and you get to meet lots of new little people and maybe make friends. And that normally cheers her up. But occasionally, occasionally she will say, Mommy, if you take me to nursery, I will cry. And we do that whole song and dance in the car of like, let's list all of the exciting things about nursery. And then when we get there, the second that her key worker comes out to collect her, because that's the other thing is parents aren't allowed in there. So the second that we do the social distance handoff of the child, her key worker comes out and she's like excited to see her, but she'll still look at me and go, and I'm like, oh, come on. You're excited to see her. Come on. So, yeah. She also came home and very chipperly was like, "Mommy, I look like a boy." And I was like, "Where did you hear that? Did a kid say that to you?" And she was like, "I look like a boy." And I was like, "There's nothing wrong with that. Boys, girls, the in-betweens, it's all awesome, honey. It's all fine. You can dress however you want, look however you want." And she didn't seem like upset by it at all. She was just, there was no reason for her to be upset about it, right? She was just like, "Mommy, I look like a boy." And I was like, oh my God, this shit is already starting. She's in nursery for like a hot fucking second, and some snot-nosed kid like tried to gender role her. I was like, oh fuck, we already gonna have to start having these conversations where I'm like, it doesn't matter, honey, it doesn't matter. So we'll see. It was probably the parents, but again, as parents, we don't see any of the other kids. I have never seen any of the other kids in there except in pictures that they send us. And she has one key worker that I have talked with and met with before. Obviously, when we were like doing research and stuff. I would be shocked if for some reason she looked at my child and was like, "You look like a boy, Clark." Like, that would be so weird. Yeah. It's insane how early kids learn this kind of stuff. My niece always says only girls have long hair, even though me, her godfather, has always had long hair. Yeah, it's wild. And like, you know, you can only do so much. They're going to go out in the world, and that stuff is so prevalent out there. So I try to, like, when she says stuff, it's hard because you want to like address it in the most casual way possible, right? Like I don't want to like hear her regurgitate stuff and then not say anything about it. But at the same time, I don't want her to be like, "Oh, was this a big deal that somebody said I looked like a boy?" Because it's not. It shouldn't be a big deal. My worry is that the other kid meant it as a big deal, right? And that she's eventually going to realize like, oh, that wasn't just an observation, right? Like, so. So yeah, I'm officially a parent with a kid that's around other kids who might be terrible. So. Complicated stuff, right? Do you still do a lot of research on parenting? Oh yeah, because every stage that you get to with a kid, you're like, what the fuck is this? One of the last things that we like looked up in earnest was all of the sorting and organizing things, because Clark, like, everything, like, similar things have to be together, or things have to be like in a row and stuff like that. And I was like, I would love to be the sort of parent that is aware of what things are totally normal and what things are signs of, like, say OCD or something. Like I would like to be aware of that stuff so that I can help her through whatever is going on, regardless, because there's already enough going on with a child, right? And so yeah, we looked into that quite a bit, because both Sam and I were like, she like sobs if we don't put away certain toys before nap time, like things like that. But apparently at this age that's very normal, because it's starting to click for them, like, oh, these things are similar, and they start to like recognize patterns and recognize like the even the idea of organizing something is just now starting to make sense for them. So she's always been good about putting things away. So now it's like we have like 3 different types of blocks that she builds with, and they all have to be like in their separate place and stuff. So oh, as an adult who was once a kid who grew up around other kids, I can say for sure there are awful kids out there, but growing up with kind, caring parents made me grow up to be a fairly well-adjusted person. I'll do my best. I'll do my best. Let's turn off autofocus because it always turns back on for some reason. Oh, I've been watching your videos and streams since I was 11, and now that I graduated and finally have a job, I can sub more often. 2D Ghost, thank you very much. That's very sweet. Oh my gosh. We grew up together, my dude. I hate being like orthodox organized, like stuff in boxes, but I get irrationally angry about stuff being moved from their usual piles. Is that weird? No. I think that's pretty... Like, the trope of some messy people are messy to others, but they know where things are. Yeah, I think that's normal. I think the important thing is to never stifle in any direction, guide, and make sure they're safe. Absolutely. Yeah. Look, Clark, most of the time, drawn to very effeminate stuff. And I'm super down for that. And sometimes she's not. And I'm super down for that too, right? Like, I don't think that it matters. And so whatever she wants to wear that day, whatever she wants to do that day, if she wants to wear daddy's clothes, if she wants to wear mommy's clothes, I don't give a shit, right? Like, none of that stuff matters to me. It is frustrating that right now we're almost like on like a weird swing of the curve where it's like, if you have a daughter and they wear dresses all the time, some people will point that out and be like, wow, you're really forcing them to behave very girly, aren't you? No, some kids regardless will sometimes just be drawn to that stuff. And to be like, no, you're not going to be a girly girl is also not helpful, right? Like, just, they're a kid. Just let them be a kid and do what they want and explore what they want, and they'll figure it out, right? And yeah, just help them be safe and be there to talk to them and all of that shit. As long as she doesn't like pockets, she'll like women's clothing. Maybe she and I just need to make clothes together, and then we can put pockets in all of her clothes, and it'll be fine. A 14-month-old? I'm trying to remember what Clark was doing at 14 months. It's like right after a year, right? I'm trying to remember. That was like around the time that Clark started walking. So we suddenly had to baby-proof the entire house, which was very fun. It's funny. It all blows by so fast. You forget like what you were doing and what they were doing, and yeah, that's what my mother-in-law has also said. That has said like Clark is at a really good age for having like a dressing up box as well. Just have lots of different like fun, goofy clothing in there, and encourage like a lot of just like play that way. My son is 22 months. I swear he only just turned 1. Yeah. Well, it cracks me up. This is why this is how I'm realizing that she's pretty small, is that we still have 18-month clothes that fit Clark. And I have to remind myself occasionally when I see those labels, the like 18-month labels, I remind myself she's 2.5. Like she's a full year past when this is supposed to fit. Part 2 of Man of Medan is out this month. Oh my god, maybe it's finally time for Sam and I to play that. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, let's close that raffle. If you want to join the raffle, it's Triforce, Triforce. This is for a code for the Sojourn. So I'll give you another minute to hop into it if you want. They're all standalone? Oh. Well then. Yes, yes, yes. Remember, if you put it in there once already, you don't need to do it again. It will not help you. They're standalone, but the first one wasn't very good. So we've been told, Sam and I were told that if we wanted to play the first Man of Medan, that it's good as long as you are not communicating. So it's better if Sam and I are in the same game, but not on comms. So I'm doing my part and Sam's doing his part, and we don't know what one another is doing. That apparently is like the key for it to be good. But I don't know. I've never watched anybody play it. I have no idea what it is at all. So, have you completed Hades? We got, to speak about it as vaguely as possible, we got the scene after the credits, but I have not done the epilogue. I want to play it with my partner, but she's a wuss. Is it the same kind of vibe as Until Dawn? Because I am also a wuss. But Until Dawn was fine for me. It was like more of a thriller than like a horror, you know? If you can handle Until Dawn, you can handle anything. Untrue. Untrue. I hate games. I hate scary games where it's like, this thing is chasing you, or you're walking around a house and you have no weapons and a thing is constantly stalking you. I hate that shit. That's not fun at all for me. You're gonna love Phasmophobia then. But I'm with friends, right? That's different again. I'm with buds, so... Okay, we have closed the raffle. And Megalodon, you have won a code. Congrats. Here we go. Oh. There we go. How weird. Okay, Megalodon, I've sent it to you. And now we open another. But what is our keyword this time? Another raffle is opened. Type wuss to enter. I hope someone shows up in the chat right now. Right now, I hope. Yes, good. Yes, good. If enough of us say wuss in chat, we will summon the great devil man crybaby. Yeah. Again, you only have to put it in there once, so the true toxic gamer. Who? Devilman Crybaby? I have still only watched the first episode of that anime, and it was very weird. And I keep being told that I should watch all of it, but I've just never committed. You'll just summon a wuss, the ultimate wuss monster. I don't want that. It only gets weirder. Okay. Okay. Is your hair actually wavy? No, it is not. It's stick straight. But when I wash it, it's like Barbie hair, so it gets like slightly tangled in specific spots, and it like causes parts of it to like, well, I don't know. It's acting like it's wavy, isn't it? That's very odd. My hair is not wavy. No. Once it dries, it's stick straight. Time for the curly girl method. I've watched a couple of those videos. Is the next hair color decided? Sam and I were talking about how I haven't gone red in like a really long time. So I'm trying to decide if I want to do red hair again or if I want to do all of it dark. Then you could defeat Tomato. Then finally, Sam will consider me his true love instead of Tomato Gaming. So, we'll see. I just don't want to bother. My roots are so huge now. They're like half of my hair that I just don't really want to bother bleaching it again. That doesn't sound worth it to me. Are you going to cut it too? Yeah, I am going to cut it once I find somebody to cut it. No. When he was playing Baldur's Gate, in Baldur's Gate, when you make a character, you make your character and then it's like, and now make your love. Who do you dream of? And I, like a loving, sweet partner, made Sam in my game as the one that I dream of. And then people were like, you do know that Sam did not make you. He made Tomato. And I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What do you mean? And then I found that out, like, I asked him about it on stream yesterday. And he was like, yeah, Tomato's a hunk. I was like, what the fuck? And later realized, oh, it's because he's a redhead. Sam loves a redhead. Now I know. I have to dye my hair. Who's Tomato? It's a friend of ours. A friend of ours who is a redhead. Her almost looks like a slightly grown up pixie cut, and it's cute. Thank you. Yeah, I really want to cut it like super short. Not like super duper short, but I keep looking at people who basically have like kind of longer up here and then like kind of tapered in the back. And then maybe it would give me some extra time with it before it feels too long, because this last haircut looked too long to me really quickly. Also, it is not lost on me that I looked at like 5 of these hairstyles and then went, this is just Zach's hairstyle. So I guess I guess I'm just really leaning into this, getting circle glasses and then cutting my hair like Zach, but whatever. American cut with more length. I don't know what American cut is. Hold on. American cut. This says American cut is a type of cut on a jacket. Eventually we all become our D&D characters. Zach is one of my D&D characters. What about an inverse mohawk? So shave all of this and then just have long hair here. Is that the pitch? Yeah, that sounds great. I love that idea. I'll crush it. I'll look really good with it. Yeah, it's not that I dislike this length of hair. It's just that, I don't know. I mostly just put it up, you know, so. The swanky shaved side of the head. So the reason that I keep saying I won't do that is because my hair is extremely thin and I need as much of it as I can have. Like, shaving a bunch of it off is giving up like half of the volume of my hair. Even like if I shaved this, right, my hair would suddenly look way thinner than it already does. So nah. I like the idea of shaving all my hair off and going bald. I don't think that I would actually like it though. The like serotonin hit of freedom of just like getting rid of all of my hair. I'm sure that would happen, but I have enough latent like insecurity about my ears sticking out that I think even though I love them now, it's still there enough that I think if I shaved all of my hair off, I would regret it. Because I think all I would see in the mirror is this. I would stare at my ears all day and be like, fuck, why did I do that? I'm positive that that's what I would wind up doing. So you look like an elf, though. Thank you. When I was younger, my ears felt huge. And speaking of kids being awful, and kids would mention that my ears looked big. And so, again, I'm very glad that as an adult, I'm like, I like my ears. They stick out. They're fine. They're fun, right? Get cute piercings on them. Do them up. I love them. But Uh, if if there wasn't any hair and it was just ears all day every day, I think I would like hyper focus on them. And I don't want to do that to myself. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to cut it kind of short and then maybe make it red. I don't know. We shall see. There's nothing like shaving all your hair off and then finding out you have a strange looking dent. I have a friend that happened to, yeah. How do I enter the giveaway? You type WUSS in chat, WUSS. We have a raffle currently open. You just type the word WUSS in chat and it will enter you. How are the cats? They're fine. Watson seems to be in better spirits lately, which is very nice. A friend sent us Luna and Artemis plushies, like from Sailor Moon, and Clark was playing with them today, and she was like, "Look, I have a new pet." And I was like, "Oh, what's your new pet's name?" And it was the white one, and she goes, "It's called Watson." I was like, "Okay, cool. You've got a white cat named Watson." So do I. That's so funny. And then she picked up the Luna one and was like, "I have another new pet." And I was like, "What's this one called?" She goes, "It's called Sherlock." Like she thought about it. Like, what name could I possibly give this black cat? It was very cute. Do you have a cat named Moriarty? No. I've joked about getting a dog and naming it Moriarty, but I wouldn't do that. Are you keeping the cats out of the office on purpose, or do they just not like to come up? Oh, they come in here all the time, but yeah, not when I'm streaming, because typically when I start streaming, Clark is in bed. And I'm right off of a stair landing, and when you go down the stairs, that's immediately where her room is. So, I put her down for a nap, and then I come in here and I shut the door because I don't want to keep her awake. You need a cat door? We're moving anyway, so. Sure, one day I'll get a cat door for my office. We did watch Enola Holmes, and I loved it. I actually thought it was so, so cute. I kind of want to watch it again. Hi, Dodger. I love the glasses. Thank you, Amy. How are you? It was super cute. It was super cute. Yeah. And, you know, the like Sherlock Holmes, whatever the fucks, they tried to sue the movie because Sherlock showed too many emotions. So cheers. I'll watch that movie 18 times. Name the dog Enola. Adorable. I'm hoping they make a second one. Me too. I felt like it left it open for it to be a series for sure. So I would love if they made another one. Yeah. Apparently they are very lawsuit happy. Yes. I literally just looked at it and then it was like, wait. For anybody who doesn't know, this is a watch, but it's also a Fitbit. And so once an hour, it'll be like, you need to get up and move around, which is very good. It's a good thing. But sometimes I'm like, chill the fuck out. I'll get up when I want to. Also, Arosa, I didn't realize that was your 5 years. Happy 5 years with us. Thank you very much for all the support. I love when my Fitbit goes off when I'm in an hour-and-a-half car ride. Yeah. It says, feed me. Oh, yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. I was like, what the fuck? It was like, you only taken 100 steps today. And I was like, my toddler would beg to differ. And then I realized, oh, right. But it was sitting on the floor in my bedroom until I put her down for a nap. So I've taken 100 steps since she's been down for a nap, which means I was just like power walking around the house, I guess. I'm doing a walking challenge with work at the moment, trying to get steps just inside my house during quarantine. Oh my God. Sam's mom also joined like a walking challenge group, and she'll complain about, there's a lady in there that I guess like always absolutely crushes everybody else, and will then post in there like, good job, ladies. All of us working so hard. I can't wait until next week. You guys are going to crush it. Thanks so much for being part of this journey. And so, so Sam's mom will just be like, fuck off. This bitch. What does she do? Just walk all goddamn day? It kills me. It kills me. So we were like, a few days ago, we asked his mom if she wanted groceries, and she was like, no, I'm walking to the supermarket. And we were like, oh, I mean, but we're already going. We can literally just grab you stuff. And she was like, no, I have to get my steps in because this bitch wins every time. And I was like, Mom, isn't it like occurring to you though that like, even if this isn't how she intends to motivate you, she is still motivating you by being obnoxious about how much she wins? And she was like, that is not lost on me. I'm still doing it. I was like, okay. Okay. The thorns. Yeah. The thorns. Sam gets it from both parents. Most of these systems you can shake to get more steps. I didn't believe it until I tried. Yeah, it's like the when they did that thing where you could evolve your Pokemon by walking around with like a little thing, a little like Pokemon pedometer. What was that? Somebody will remember. But I had a friend who literally would just sit on the couch doing this. She would just sit there with it while she was watching TV and just shake it. The Pokewalker, yes. So good. Yeah, it's kind of an arm workout, right? Okay, we are closing that raffle. And drawing a name. Raise the Dead. Congratulations, you won a code for the Sojourn. I will send that to you now. Ba ba ram pam pa. 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 What's a good new keyword? What have we been talking about? Okay. Type spite in chat. Because we're getting healthy out of spite today. Type spite in chat to enter the raffle if you would like a code for the Sojourn. What are all these things? Oh, yeah, Jeannie and I were on a call last night. Because again, Jeannie is like going to school for interior design. Her big thing is like, there's definitely like a sort of neutral luxury look that's super common right now. And I was talking with her about it because I was like, it feels like there are a lot of designers who either all of their stuff kind of looks the same or it just doesn't look like a normal person's house at all. And Jeannie was like, yes. She was like, I was in a class and I said that I didn't like monochromatic designs very much and that I wanted to steer away from that. And my teacher said that I was going to have a lot of trouble in the space if that's how I felt about it. And I was like, wow, that's harsh. And she was like, I know. But it's true that like a lot of people want that right now. And she was saying that like Jeannie's whole thing is that she would love to figure out like how to help people like all of us, right? People that have like collectibles that they want out or like that have a bunch of cords all over the place and like ways to decorate and design for people who want stuff out, because currently everything that you find is like hide everything. Right? And she was like, that's not how people live. Like some people do, but most homes, when you go into them, there's shit everywhere, right? Because people live there. So designing with the intention of like, there's gonna be stuff in this house. Can we like make it make more sense? That's like kind of her focus right now and what she's trying to learn a lot about, which I think is very cool. So she and I were talking about like, you know, like, yeah, we're going to be moving hopefully into this place. And it was really cool. Like talking with her about, like stuff that she's seen that she thinks is super cool. That is kind of like Sam and my vibe and stuff. It was fun. Yeah. She was like, I'm starting to feel like I should just not, because she's like subscribed to a bunch of different like magazines and even like digital stuff that is like, here's this incredible house that was designed by so and so, and she's like, they all look the same right now. Like everything just looks the same. She's like, I'm starting to feel like I should just cancel them all because I know what's going to be in there. But yeah, it's very cool. I think that's a good focus. Who is this? One of my best friends, Jeannie. She like went back to school to do like a complete heel turn, and is studying interior design and has realized like there is definitely a gap in the market for people who like to collect things and want nice ways to display things and et cetera, et cetera. So. My parents love watching Property Brothers, and even they are like, have we seen this house before? Because of how much they look alike. You know what does warm my heart is apparently the Property Brothers are like very nice. Like super, super nice dudes. I'm so glad. Because my mom also watches them often, and I'm like, oh, I'm glad that apparently they're nice. If you were to go back to school, what degree would you do? Oh, that's hard. It would be a choice, right? It would be either like, do I continue my prior education, right? Do I actually try and get a master's in prop design and like focus on armor and stuff? That would still be cool. Or do I do something completely different? Since I was a kid, I've always had like a really big interest in anatomy stuff. And even though I know that I'm not a good enough student to get through med school and that it would take up so much of my life, I still think that some aspects of like the medical field are so fascinating. But I don't know. I would also love I would love to just take more cooking classes. I would love to not go back to school, but carve out time to consistently take classes, to like be an active learner, you know? Like saying to myself, okay, it's summer now. The class that I'm going to take is going to be like, I don't know, an ironworks class, right? I'm gonna become like really good at welding. I'm gonna sort that part of myself out. And then next time I could be like, okay, I'm gonna take a class about England foraging, right? Because foraging's very big here. I'm gonna learn like what things are safe to eat and what things aren't. And I'm going to take a class for that. I'm going to actively learn about that one thing instead of constantly like splitting my focus between 18 things that I'm trying to learn. I would love to get to a point where I could do that. I'm doing a master's in medical equipment. Oh, that's very focused. Hello, everyone. Hello. Teox, thank you very much for the gifted subs. Welcome, everybody. I know Leia Egg and Avi have also gifted some subs today. Thank you very much. If you were gifted a sub by anybody, be sure that you take the time to say thank you. Reach out and say, what's up? That's very sweet of you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I never finished high school. Neither of my siblings finished high school, if that makes you feel better. So there was a lot of fucking pressure on me to finish high school. But both of my siblings are crushing it, and they didn't finish high school, so you're all right. Fozzie Luke, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang.
Welcome, you fine, cat-loving, coffee-drinking burrito babe.
I'm in my final year of my mechanical engineering degree. During COVID, we can't do any practicals, so it's tough. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was like the opposite for me. It wasn't pressure of like everyone else has gone to school or everyone else has gone to college, so you better go to college. It was like the opposite. It was like none of us went to college, so you're the last hope. And then, of course, I went and got a fucking theater arts degree. Like, yes. What a fine, useful degree I have gotten. Absolutely crushing it. Yeah, exactly. For me, going to university was very good for me. Because I grew up like, I don't want to say like socially isolated. I went to school, I had friends, etc. But like, we lived in the woods and all of us were very much homebodies. I think it was really good for me to break out of my shell, to go to university for sure. And I wasn't like so far away that I couldn't visit easily, that I couldn't like go and see my parents if I wanted to. It was like an hour drive or something. So it wasn't bad. But it was far enough away that, you know, it was fine. It is. I think, like, I don't think that university is the only way to get that, by the way. I don't think that you need to put yourself in, like, crazy amounts of debt just so that you can walk out of there with a piece of paper and be like, I'm not going to use this, but at least I broke out of my shell, right? Like, you don't, there's other ways. There's other options. There's other ways to do that. But that's, it was useful for me in a lot of ways. I met a lot of really great people. It broadened, like, the way that I looked at things, and I still recall things that I learned in university, and I am glad that I went. And I'm also glad that I went to a relatively cheap one because it made it so that paying off my loans was achievable. But yeah. I've been watching you since elementary school, and now I'm in uni. That's wild to me. That's crazy. That's so wild. Well, I mean, when you think about it, it's like a 10-year gap, right? I started in 2010. It's 2020 now. So that's totally, that could absolutely happen. It's a decent chunk of life. This is why people don't really say it anymore. Thank goodness. But but for a while there, you know, actually it's October to October. Oh my God, it's like exactly 10 years since it's exactly 10 years since I moved to Los Angeles. But I think June or July was exactly 10 years since I started my news show, I think. But yeah, at a certain point, people stopped saying this. But for a while there, everybody would be like, "God, I miss old Dodger." You know, that whole thing. I miss old Dodger. Old Dodger was so fun and like quirky. But like I grew, I aged. It's just a natural part of what happens, right? And like, yeah, I'm not as like youthful and quirky anymore. Maybe. Now I get to be an eccentric mom, which is literally what my goal was for my 30s and 40s. So I feel personally like I'm right on track. I just missed the anime seasonal updates. Noted. Noted. Yeah, I also think that, and I don't mean this as like a diss at all, but I also feel like that gap of like, if you're looking for somebody who had sort of the vibe of me at the start of my career, there's a lot of lovely people out there who are really creative and doing really fun stuff that I never took the time or had the like the commitment and energy to figure out how to do, right? I think that there are tons of people who are who are absolutely like crushing that. So, and if somebody's like, I'm going to find somebody else, that's fine. I can't be entertaining everybody. That would be impossible. Personally, I enjoy what you're doing now more than the other stuff. Oh, thank you. If you had the time and means, would you want to make another go at some of your old projects? I would love to just commit hard to doing some of the stuff that like Aaron Umatani and I were doing, but with more of a, like, if Sam and I managed to buy a place, say in like a year, we're like, we can do it. Somebody's finally gonna give us a mortgage. We can get a place. Amazing. I would love to actively try to make cool things to go in our home. I think that would be awesome. I didn't hate gaming news. It just stopped being fun for me, and I do not like editing. I really liked gaming news too. Thanks, guys. Did you consider getting an editor? I paid for an editor to do a variety of things over the years. There are a couple of Welcome to the Fandoms that were not edited by me. And Box Talk was not edited by me. Here's the problem, is that every single thing that I paid an editor to edit, I made negative amounts of money on. So for something like Box Talk, I would buy the box, I would pay Steve to edit it, and then it would be like, cool. After all of the views have come in, I spent $150 on that video, and that's where we're at. Like, I made no money. I made negative $150 off of that video. So, because like I definitely don't want to just be like, who's a cheap editor out there who's willing to work for not the amount that they're worth? I want to pay an editor what they're worth. But unfortunately, with the amount of money that you make off of YouTube, that means that you don't make anything. You just spend a lot. So sorry. Maybe split video revenue? No. The editors that I know and that I have used have been in the same space as me for long enough that they know this video is probably going to make about $20. So that would be like the biggest grift of all time, to be like, hey, can you edit this like really intense video for me? And then we'll just like split it. You know, we'll just like split the money off of it. And they'd be like, cool. So I'll walk away with what, $15? So it's unfortunate. But why is it so chill to just stay here and listen to you? Thank you. I'm so glad you feel that way. Oh, thank God, my hair is starting to dry a little bit. There's like a wonky time right when I take the towel off, when it's like, that's a nest. Something's gonna lay an egg in there, and then it eventually chills out. It is a lot of work. Look, there's a reason that I hate it. It's it's so much work. And I definitely don't want to hire a person and be like, I'm not going to actually pay you what you're asking me, right? And a lot of the editors that I've used were my friends, and I definitely didn't want to go to them and be like, hey, we're friends, right? So could I just like barely pay you anything? That's also super shitty. So yeah, it's rough. It's rough out there. I keep getting emails recently. There are a lot of companies that are trying to like come for YouTube big time. I keep getting emails recently from companies that are like, hey, do you want to be on our video platform instead? And we'll like port all of your YouTube videos over to our platform and they'll exist on both places. And then you just continue to use our site and we'll pay you a lot. And I'm like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Still waiting on the Itachi wrap cover. I know. I think about it every day of my life. That sounds like a bad idea. But here's the thing is I desperately want a different platform to be able to do something. I would love for somebody to be able to do something to fight with YouTube. But none of them are gonna, and this is the Mixer thing, right? Mixer, they were like, maybe the key is that we just get big content creators onto our platform and they'll bring their audience and then it'll grow from there. But obviously we've learned through Mixer that doesn't work. That's not the only variable there, right? There's more involved. You have to take into account like people are already used to a UI and ecosystem, like everybody else they want to watch is in one place and having to juggle two different places. They don't want to do that. So, as much as I try to look into all of those, anytime somebody's like, hey, we're trying to make a new video something, do you want to check it out? I always do. I always like give it a shot. But yeah, it's hard to have any confidence that any of those could take off at this point because YouTube is just the hub. That's where people go to find videos for everything, you know? Absolutely. A monopoly is never good. It's not good for the creators. It's not good for the people who are using it, right? It just creates a situation where the company can be like, I know you want us to fix that, but we're not going to. And what are you going to do? Start using a different platform? So, I agree. I think that what Mixer should have done is instead of spending millions and millions of dollars on like one person or two people, they should have spent way less on a lot of mid-sized streamers. Like that would have done way more, I bet. Sometimes I see a response to something and I'm like, oh, I'll just scroll up a little bit to see what the original message was. And sometimes it's so far up that I give up. Oh my God. We still don't have the reply thing in chat. Yeah, I think they might be reworking it because some people don't like it. I think it's fine. Do I miss co-optional? Lots of love from Sweden. I miss doing a podcast with buds that's about like gaming. Yeah. Your desk in the background is so organized. Thank you. My daughter likes to knock all of my Bulmas over. Yes. The giveaway is still open. I'll close it in a second. Keyword is spite. S-P-I-T-E. But yeah, I mean, if co-optional doesn't come back, as sad as that is, like the priority is that Jenna is healthy and not overextending herself and is doing well, right? Because she's got all kinds of stuff like health-wise and life-wise going on. And like, I think that that's fine. It's okay for it to not come back if that's what happens. So in the meantime, you know, it's nice like talking with Jesse about doing a thing. Hello, friends. Yeah. Why are we so spiteful this morning? We chose this word because I was talking about how my mother-in-law like joined one of those walking groups and is literally just power walking everywhere out of spite because she hates one of the ladies in the walking group. So there's that. Okay. Closing. Boop. Drawing a name. Boop. Heap purple. Congratulations. You want a code. Oh no, that's why I had that email open. I was like, why is this open right now? I'll just close it. That's why. Here we go. Goodness gracious. Just started hailing. Oh, I love it. Maybe you don't love it though. Maybe it's not good for you. How's the weather in the UK currently? It's been a little chilly, but still like it's just like overcast. Overcast days are the best days. Quickly followed by days of intense rainstorms. But that's just for me. That's just for me. If I'm sitting inside and suddenly I'm like, ooh, it's raining because I can hear it. Love that. How much of a weather shock was moving from Cali? Not at all. I grew up in Oregon, which is basically the same weather. It's like in the summer, it gets pretty hot in August. And the rest of the year, it's probably raining. So yeah, I love it. It's like coming home. Yes. Oh my God. Brie. Brie Bun. I love her. She's so cute. She did a video on Twitter. She was like, I'm so excited. It's chunky sweater season. And in the video, it's like a chunky sweater, but it's also like, it also ends here. And I was like, that's not warm at all. It was like this big chunky sweater, like big chunky arms, but then it ended here like a crop sweater. Yeah. And I was like, that's not warm, Bree. Don't go outside in that. Crop sweaters are in. That's not warm, but that's not warm. I'm too much of a mom for that now, I guess. I just see that and I just instantly want to message her and be like, be sure you also put a jacket on because your belly is out in the cold. I'm just so cold all the time. Last night, Sam insisted we put Clarky to bed, right? Sam came down and kissed her. And he was like, oh, honey, we should probably like swap blankets. Because she was in like a long sleeved shirt and then had like one of her thick blankets on. Sam was like, we should probably take this blanket off and give her one of the thinner blankets. And I was like, okay, we can do that, but it's been getting colder at night. And he was like, well, she did get a heat rash the other day. So he was like, I just don't want her to get a heat rash again. I was like, okay, that's fair. I'll check on her, halfway through the night or something and make sure that she's not cold. And it straight up, it got like so cold last night in comparison to all of the other nights. And I was like, should have left the chunky blanket on there. They have thunder and lightning forecast for today. Where are you, Tana? Is that creepy? You don't have to answer that. Have a D&D session with friends. Enjoy. Have fun. It's 2:30 already. Time flies. Octo was talking about how, like, when he first started streaming, like a 3-hour stream felt so long. And now, he can do a Sam and just, like, zen out for 12 hours and be like, where am I? When did I get up last? Right? And I was like, yeah, for me, it's like the chatty portions of the stream. I can't do like long distance streaming unless I'm really sucked into a game, which doesn't happen super often, right? I'm normally pretty good about keeping track of the time. I'm fidgety enough that I need to like get up and do something every couple of hours typically, right? So I do not pull a Sam. What I have noticed is that the more that we do these chatty portions over the years, they get longer and longer and longer, and I do not notice. It used to be we would talk for like 30 minutes and I'd be like, holy shit, we've been talking for 30 minutes. That's so long. And now I'll literally sit here and talk your ear off for like 2 hours and go, oh shit. Oh, fuck. I've just been talking nonstop for 2 hours. So, one of these days it's going to be, oh shit, we're 6 hours into the chatty portion. I guess we'll play 30 minutes of a game and then I'll go. I was a troll in Witcher 3, yes. I'm like very hesitant. I'm apparently need to put together a reel of all of the voice acting I've done. And I don't like, one of the most prominent things I've done is a farting troll in The Witcher. So I killed your trolls on my last playthrough. That's okay. They were gonna kill you if you didn't, so. Yeah, I need to put together a reel. I don't have that much to put on there. It's super attainable for me to do that. Because it would be what, like Awesome Knots and Witcher and Monster Prom. What else have I done a voice in? I might be doing a voice in another game, but it's not confirmed yet, so I'm not going to say it. I think those are like the three main ones. No, I'm not. These are like, what are things you've been paid to do voices in? I am in Awesome Knots. Yeah, I'm the Cowboy Fox. Don't remember her name. I'm Cowboy Fox. Yeah, I am Aravi, the Slayer in Monster Prom. No, I've never done a voice in like, oh, I could do Broken Quest, I guess. I was a voice in Broken Quest. So I could do that. Yeah. And then Octo was saying, like, typically, if you don't have a lot of stuff to, like, put in the reel, you can also, there are, like, various ways to create a situation to work in multiple voices in just, like, a pitch for yourself. To basically do, like, an audio pitch of, like, hi, I'm Brooke, and I would like to be in your game, and here's some examples of voices I can do, right? I'm not in Cyberpunk. I wish. I wish. Yeah, I was in the guild, but that's not a voice acting gig. That was like a real life acting gig. Yeah, I would love to do more voice acting. That's why I would put together the reel, is so that I could do more of that. Yeah, I was a side character in the guild. I was like this little blogger that like showed up to do an article about something. I don't entirely remember. It was a while ago. I think Ko's chat mistakenly told him you were in Cyberpunk while he was rerunning Witcher 3. Oh, they might have gotten Negaorix and I mixed up. Because Negaorix is in an ad in Cyberpunk. It's like inside of the game, there's apparently like a billboard that she's on. Yeah, it's awesome. She's lovely too. Negaorix, NegaorYX. She's a streamer. She's lovely. That's the only episode of The Guild that I've seen. I remember when I got to be in that, my friend Sarah from college, who loved The Guild, messaged me being like, "You're dead to me." Like jokingly. It's just like, "You're dead to me. I can't believe that you were in touching distance of Felicia Day. I hate my life. If you don't introduce her to me, I'll be so mad at you." Like all this shit. Joking, but not actually joking. Yeah, maybe a little bit. You've had a few acting gigs. Which one has been your favorite? I'm trying to think of what all... The stuff that I had the most fun with was the old Game Station stuff. The old Game Station sketches that we used to do, those were so fun. Yeah. Probably like one of the coolest ones that I was in for sure was the Zelda Gets Played, when I got to be Navi, and the outfit that they made for me, and we went like out in the middle of the desert. That was so cool. That was so, so fun. How do you feel about the photo shoot you did? The the Playboy one? I loved that. That was also super fun. I had never done like a photo shoot before, and they were super chill. They were so nice. That was great. For anybody who hasn't heard about this before, it's a non-nude photo shoot where I ate a lot of pizza. It's it's not what you would immediately think of. Just FYI. Then you played a game with them. Yeah, that's how I met Pam. Because at the time, Pam was still working there and doing like the Playboy video game stuff. Um, and so yeah, so I got to go to the Playboy Mansion and see all of the animals there, and then play a game with Pam. And the best part of it was that I met Pam, to be honest. Pamela Horton, she's lovely. And has been really going through it, dude. Like one of the sweetest, most optimistic people, doing like cancer treatment and all kinds of stuff currently. I love her. Furiously Googling eggless cake. We made French toast this morning, and I was like, I'm gonna be a freaking dope ass mom, and I'm gonna put a little bit of syrup on the plate. Normally I wouldn't. I'm gonna put a little bit of syrup on the plate, and she can dip into the syrup, and it's gonna blow her goddamn mind, right? So we made the French toast together. We sat down. I gave her a little bit of syrup. She had like a little bit of syrup on one of the pieces of French toast, and then was like, I don't like it. And I was like, what? You don't like it? What do you mean you don't like it? It's literally bread and egg and like a couple of other things inside of the batter, but it's mostly bread and egg and then syrup. Like, what is there to not like? She was like, I don't like it, and didn't eat the rest of it. Literally didn't eat any more. Didn't even do that weird kid thing where they just like dip their finger in just the sauce. She does that with ketchup. She'll put her whole finger in ketchup and just eat the ketchup. Didn't do that. I was like, no, I'm over it. I don't want it. It's like, All right. Okay. And then an hour later was going, I'm so hungry. It's like, okay. That's okay. Yesterday, she was blowing Sam's mind. Sam was looking around in the fridge and was like, I mean, I guess there's this container with just a bunch of chopped up yellow peppers and carrots. I guess I'll offer those to her because she's still hungry. And she ate all of them. And he was like, what the fuck? She's like, come like full circle now from I don't like it, it's icky, to almost every day being like, Mommy, I want to eat some veggies. I love it. I love it. Sam's like, what have you done? What have you done to her? Clark is more put together than me. My brother likes putting ketchup on rice. Yo, ketchup and rice and a couple other things is like a very common thing to do in Japan. And then you can do the omu rice thing and make the little omelet and put it over the rice and pff. So cute. Is that a spider on your shoulder? I hope so. No spider friends. Okay. I'm not looking forward to packing up this house because there's so many spiders that we see without even trying. The second we start moving shit, they're going to be everywhere. They gonna be everywhere. Okay, let's open another raffle. What should this one be? What is our keyword today? What is our keyword today? Spooter? Sure. Keyword spooter in chat. The raffle's open. Is it difficult moving house so often? Yeah, it sucks. I'm definitely a nester, and I have not been able to fully nest in a house ever. It feels like, it always feels like there's no point, right? If we don't know if we're going to stay there, I just don't bother. But that was another thing that I was talking about with Jeannie yesterday, is Jeannie was like, yeah, the place that we're in now, we were only going to be here a year, and it's been 6 years now. And looking back, I'm like, man, I really wish that I had just done some of the things I wanted to do 6 years ago, but told myself there was no point because we were going to move. And then we didn't wind up moving, right? So it's like, hindsight is always 20/20. There's a possibility that you'll be in the same place for a long time, even though you didn't intend. And then there's also the possibility that you'll be like, man, I hope we're here for a long time. Like with this house, man, I hope that we're able to buy this house and just stay here. But if I put down too many roots and then that's not what happens, like this situation, then that sucks. So you're moving? Yeah, we have to. We have to. So and there's always that box that never seems to get unpacked. Sam's office is still like 4 boxes that are full of stuff. Because again, we were like, well, we're not going to do anything to this office unless we know that we're keeping it, and we're not keeping it. So great. All that stuff can just stay in the goddamn box. Didn't you just move there? Yup. Haven't even been here a year. Ha 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 ha. It's so fun. I love it. Ha 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 ha. It's fine. We'll get it sorted. It's fine. We'll get it sorted. Thank you. I don't have the mental energy to go over it again. Just suffice it to say that yeah, we have to move. The landlords want the house back, and they're kicking us out, and we have until the end of the month to get out, apparently, which is really great. And we found a place that I think we're good with, but until that's in writing, I'm still every day looking at places. So yeah, that's where we're at. Can't you buy the home you want? We wanted to buy this home. We wanted to buy this home, but we can't do it fast enough, apparently. So he's decided he's moving back in and that we must leave. Anyway, I don't want to go into it again. It's obnoxious. It's the worst. It's a fucking pandemic and we have a child and I hate it, but there's nothing we can do about it, so. Are you reading any cool books right now? I'm still trying to get through Artemis Fowl. Not that it like takes long. Artemis Fowl is like an incredibly easy read. It's just that my wind down currently, I know I already talked about this like yesterday or the day before, but my wind down routine currently is I climb into bed and I draw for like 20-ish minutes. And most of the time, by the time that is up, I'm starting to drift. And so trying to work in like drawing a little bit and reading a little bit in the evening is tough. And I've been drawing every day for so long now that I prioritize that. Can we see some of the drawings? I have a huge thread of them on Twitter. I put them all in the same thread so that if somebody wants to mute it and doesn't want to see that shit anymore, they can. But I literally posted one last night, like an update of my character Fabia. But yeah, just drawing a little bit every day honestly has made like a huge difference for me. I've seen a lot of growth in myself. Do you sell your drawings? No. No. I would have to be way better than I am right now to feel comfortable selling them. Thank you. Thanks, guys. It's been fun. Yeah, so the first one that I like fully finished is my character Alis from Misdemeanor. So he's like a pirate boy. But in that picture, it's like a potential future version of him that's a little bit older and still working on the ship. And then the one that I posted last night is Fabia, who is my character in Godforged. And I have the beginnings of a Zacharias picture, who's my character in Strange Roads. But I also really want to draw Wazy, who is like an old character of mine that I keep thinking about that I miss really bad. She's just like a huge buff hobgoblin girl. I draw on the iPad. I draw on the iPad with Procreate. Thank you. Yeah, it's been very fun. I feel like I'm learning a lot. What ep are you on in Strange Roads? Oh, Strange Roads season 1 is done. We ended on episode 17, and I think we're gone for a while, probably for a couple of months at least. So if you wanted to catch up on Strange Roads, now would be the time. Because I guess like all of the timelines currently are sort of all over the place. So other games generally like Arcadum tries to keep everybody like kind of in the same timeline, like kind of running parallel. He doesn't want anybody to get too far ahead or too far behind, etc. So yeah, so we're taking a break and we'll do like a time skip basically. Yeah, Misdemeanor, this will be episode 10 for us. And Brett was saying he thinks probably 4 more episodes and then season 1 of Misdemeanor will be done. And depending on how it ends, like he has an idea for how, like what season 2 could be, but it entirely depends obviously on how season 1 ends. So that's tonight. If you want to watch some pirate goodness. And then yeah, Godforged Act 1 has ended as well. And Joe did a really cool stream where he literally summarized the entirety of what happened in Godforged, and answered a bunch of our questions and stuff. So yeah, they're all very fun. Oh, I'd love to watch Misdemeanor live, but it happens at the same time as my own game. Understandable. Is Godforged back tomorrow? Yes. Joe sent out a message to all of us that was like, hold on. Let me see. Oh, where's Joe? Oh, there he is. What the fuck? How have I talked to this many people since I talked to Joe literally yesterday? Yeah, he was like, you know, what kind of environments do you want to see more of? What sort of like game stuff do you want to see more of? Is there anything your character wants to pursue? Like just kind of trying to get the vibe of everybody in the group ahead of time. Where are you most excited to explore? Is there anything you want to see and anything you want to look into? And I was like, Fabia didn't leave home to see normies. She wants to see the weird shit. And Joe was like, fuck. I feel like everybody else was probably like, I really want to explore this part of my backstory. And Fabia's like, nah, show me werewolves. Where are the goddamn werewolves at? Yeah, Joe's lovely. Joe is a great DM. I am very blessed right now with 3 wonderful DMs. It's great. Me too. Yeah, it's very nice. He was like, I expect that you guys will talk about this in character, but I definitely want to get a vibe for like, you know, do people want a game that's more like overall, does the group want to do more role play? Do they want to do more combat? You know, what sort of things are they interested in pursuing? Which storylines have been interesting to them that they've sort of like started to pull the thread on? Is there anything that they definitely want to follow up on, like that kind of stuff? So I made Gaia Online cosplay fan art that I've been posting in Arcadum's Discord. I made a Zach. Oh, I had to post him in a different group. Wait, I've seen some of those. I've seen some of the Gaia Online ones. I think they were... Didn't they show some of them at the end of the 2nd episode of Tearing Veil? Am I misremembering? Is that a different thing? I have a DM who's fantastic. I'm not just saying that because he's my fiance and I love him. Oh, wholesome post. I've made 24 so far. Amazing. Yeah, I've seen some of those. They're great. Some had more than one because they keep changing things. Because they keep henshinning. Because they keep having magical girl transformations. Mirage. Mirage. Huh? What? Whoops hucked his sword out the window an hour after I posted his. A Lago getting infected by lycanthropy? Oh, shit. I don't know the rules for, like, were beings inside of D&D, to be honest. I don't know how any of that typically works inside of, like, the base game. Like, can literally anything get infected with that? No one does. Yeah, so Fabia, my character in Godforged, the one that I drew the picture of in that thread, is a Lago, which is like a homebrewed rabbit race. And this isn't like hot Vera rabbit that's like just a tall dommy mommy with bunny ears. It's like a rabbit. It's a rabbit person. Yeah, so I'm like, what would that even do? like, would that make her, maybe it would do the opposite, right? She looks like a rabbit all the time, but then the lycanthropy turns her into a person. Yeah, because look, they announced Vera and everyone was like, oh my god, look at this tall bitch step on me. So yes. Valscore, thank you very much for gifting subs. If you were gifted a sub by Valscore, who also just subscribed for the first time, thank you very much. That's so sweet. Be sure to take the time to say thank you. Yeah, those are the options, right? Either I just turn into a human, which is weird, or I turn into just an actual bunny. Like, I just shrink into just a bunny. I'm asking Joe. Hey, quick question. What would happen to a Lago with, like, lycanthropy? Would I become a more feral looking rabbit person? Would I just become a real ass bunny? Would I turn into a human? Millions of question marks. Just curious. I mean, Joe sleeps on a Sam schedule, I'm pretty sure, so I probably won't get an answer to that for a while, but... Yeah, maybe I'd just become, like, a jackalope. Wait. Yeah, maybe I'd just be a jackalope. That would be pretty sick. Just grow, like, big fangs and horns. If it were Arcadum, he would say, I can't answer that. That's very true. He would. Imagining reading that text first thing in the morning. Banicula. Love it. Are you doing the Halloween emote shift this year? Sam's always so good about this shit. I never think of it until we're already like in the month. Like we're already 10 days into October. And I'm like, is it worth it to do Halloween emotes at this point? Like, is it worth it? Yeah? Okay. Sure. I'll look and see if I still have the ones from last year. And then I'll message Danny and be like, hey, can we get working on some Christmas ones? Or rather, winter holiday ones. Just skip to St. Patrick's Day. Goodness gracious. Yeah, you know, the after Halloween season. We'll get those post-Halloween emotes. Right? The new stream start screen that Manda did is so good. Are you taking your daughter trick-or-treating, or are you on the fence because of the pandemic? We have no intention of trick-or-treating, no. Do you think you guys will do a Thanksgiving with Sam's fam or something this year? I would love to. We're still, like, avoiding situations that bring, like, too many of us together, but... I would love to do something like that, even if I just, like, made a bunch of food and then brought it to people. Like, happy Thanksgiving. Here's some Thanksgiving food I made. Yeah, there's Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. I'm honestly not sure what else, but there's definitely more. There's like, you could say winter solstice for all of our lovely pagans out there. Yule. Passing by to gift food sounds like a wholesome workaround. I think so too. I think that would be nice. Even if it was just like, I made a pumpkin pie and then, you know, some green bean casserole. Although, God, when I tried to make green bean casserole here last year, it tasted nothing like green bean casserole tastes in America. Maybe I should see if my mom can send me the fried onions that go on top in like a classic green bean casserole, because you cannot get them here. They don't exist. Did it taste bad? I thought it tasted bad. Everybody else was like, it's fine. And then I made a pumpkin pie, which, depending on the person, you know, either you want a pumpkin pie to be sweeter or not so sweet. I prefer a not so sweet pumpkin pie. It's not, so you can find fried onions. They are not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the puffed up crazy fried onions that we use on green bean casserole in America. They don't exist here. I've only ever used canned pumpkin, but I have watched a couple of videos of people just baking pumpkin and then turning it into the puree. And I was like, Yeah, that seems pretty fucking easy. That seems very attainable. That's a very easy thing to do. I just want to make green bean casserole as a person in a country that is not my native country. I just want to make green bean casserole at Thanksgiving time that tastes like the green bean casserole that I grew up with. And when I tried to do it last time, it was a horrible failure and it tasted nothing like it, which is why I'm saying now I know the elements that were not copacetic for me to get the feeling I wanted. One is the puffed up onions. I can't find them here. So I'm going to call my mom. Spiced soup with pumpkin. Ugh. I love me a squash soup. Puffed up onions, but pumped up kicks. Imagine. She gets on a flight. She gets a seat on a plane going to England that will not be accepted because our borders are not open. And then and just puts a can of fried onions on it and then leaves the plane. Yeah, I know that a bunch of you guys are also in that position of like, we're coming up on a season where typically either in the November-y area or in the December-y area, you probably have some food that you typically eat around a certain time of the end of the year. And you're going, fuck, I don't live in the correct place to make this in a way that is going to like really, really like strike the tone that I want. Oh my God, guys. Okay, I'm just gonna look up a picture because y'all are like, why would you put onions in a can? Let me just show you what these look like so that we can all put this to bed forever. And you can stop trying to imagine what this is. It's these. And yes, they come in a can. Puffed up onions. So you put these on top of your green bean casserole and then you toss it in the oven. And ooh, it gives you just the right texture. It gives you a good little flavor kick. And they're salty as fuck. And it's great. And you can't find these in England. So that's what we're talking about. It's not just onions in a can. You can also crush them up and use them as a breadcrumb for chicken. Oh my God, that sounds amazing. Oh, this sounds so good. You could make them. They won't be the same, Grace. This is the point. Nothing that I make from home is going to taste the way that I want it to taste so that it like soothes my heart a little bit. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. We make 2 or 3 batches of green bean casserole at Thanksgiving because all of us go so hard on it because it's so good. My family is literally obsessed with green bean casserole, and we only make it for Thanksgiving. What? When I went to look, I couldn't find them. It's delicious. Y'all can try to come at me any way you want. It's so fucking tasty. It's just green beans and some soup and some onions and then fried ass onions on top. God damn. Inject it. I love it. So good. And then my parents have a smoker. We smoke the turkey. So we put the turkey in at the start of the day and then just like slow smoke cook it all day. And that's amazing. And the broth you can make from the carcass is incredible. It's fine. It's fine. I won't eat any of that this year. It's okay. It's all good. No, I'm getting hungry. Sorry. I didn't mean to do this. Links don't work in chat, but I trust you if you can find them online now. Last year, I went looking online and couldn't find any. So. Oh, yeah. My mom also makes like an amazing mandarin orange chicken. Chicken? What the fuck is wrong with me? Mandarin orange salad that is so good. This doesn't go anywhere positive. This is just like food-based homesickness circle jerk. So I'm just gonna move on. Jeannie said yesterday, you know when like you've been festering on something and like if you've been festering on something and you've been like, it's not that big of a deal, I'm just not going to mention it, but then something else like really upsets you and they like combine into one thing. Jeannie was saying that their fridge broke and they were both like really frustrated about it because apparently during the pandemic, everyone has just like frantically bought second fridges and shit. So they were having a really hard time getting a fridge that was the correct size to like fit in their kitchen. And so they were like, fuck, we might have to wait like a decent amount of time without a fridge. Like that really sucks. And I guess like Isaac, her husband, was going through the fridge and just kind of like angrily throwing everything away. And Jeannie was watching him do it, but wasn't really like registering. And then later realized like, oh my God, he threw away like all of our condiments and all of the really stable, like long life stuff that I had in the fridge. We totally could have bought a mini fridge and I could have just put all of that stuff in there. And she got like really upset about it, but then was like, it's not, I was literally there and I didn't say anything about it. It's like not, it's fine. It's not a thing. And then I guess got really upset about something and started sobbing. And she and Isaac were like talking about it. And then she was like, and also, by the way, I'm still really upset that you threw away all of our condiments. And Isaac was like, what? And by the way, you know, might as if it's been bothering you that much, you might as well just get it out. For context, Jeannie loves cooking and loves cooking like from like lots of different like culturally varied foods. So she has lots of just random weird, like sometimes hard to come by stuff. So to her it was like there was a lot in there that she's going to have to replace that they could have figured out a way to keep. Yeah, she was like, you threw away all of our condiments. And he was like, you watched me throw them away. And she was like, I know, but then it turned out that you didn't even take a picture so I could remember what was in there. And he was like, oh my God. It was like, I was mad. I was mad and I threw everything away. I'm really sorry. And she was like, it's fine. I just feel better saying it. All right. How many do we have left? This will be our 4th code, so there will be 1 left that we'll save for the end of the stream. So I'm closing that one and drawing a name. Assassin Man. Assassin Man 13. You got one of our codes. Congratulations. Is your code for ba boop. Boop. Great. Now you can finally stop killing. You can stop all the killing, Assassin Man. You have your game. Oh, goodness. I missed the giveaways. We'll do one more. Don't worry about it. We have some Valentines that I haven't read off yet. Eisner Guy says, hey, chat. Here's to all you lovely people. Thanks for keeping me sane while I wait to start my new job in 2 days. Ampsand says, this is for all of us with a master's degree. Even if you don't use it in your occupation now, accomplish extra. Higher education is an accomplishment that few achieve. So congrats. Southern Vices says, I'm wishing health and happiness to Doogs in chat. I've struggled with depression for years. Right now, I'm the happiest I've felt in years. I just had my birthday, and today my son is 1 month old. Oh, congrats. Big hugs. Weird Uncle Jay says, to all the folks working through getting better from COVID. Cowboy Takeshi says, we dodged Hurricane Delta last night. This is for anyone who weathered the storm. I'm sending good vibes your way. Yeah, the hurricane. Ah. And Sevatiel says, this one goes out to my roommate for the week, my parents' cat. You were a needy boy. Thanks for the cuddles. Oh my gosh. Big sneeze. Thank you, guys. I got distinction in my history masters. Oh, amazing. I hope Strippin recovers. Me too. He'll be okay. We honestly don't think that we have COVID, but it's better to just isolate and check, isn't it? So fortunately, because everybody in the family was like, oh my God, it's going to take forever to find a slot to get a test done. But I guess right now there aren't nearly as many people getting tested. So the drive-through place that was closest to us had like something crazy, like 200 openings. So I was like, okay, sick. So Sam was able to go right away and get tested. Yeah, Sam and Clarky and I all have something. It's hitting Sam harder than Clark and I. Although I will say today is the worst I've felt, so mine just might be delayed. I don't know. But Clark is going to daycare like a couple hours a week now. Normally, like when we thought we had it earlier in the year, when we were like, we don't know if we have it, but just to be safe, we're just going to isolate. It was like, we don't want to drain NHS resources by going to get tested. We'll just isolate, right? Like that's what we're supposed to be doing anyway. So we'll just stay in for a couple of weeks and it'll be fine. And that's what we did. But since Clark is like in a daycare system, even in a limited capacity, and they do this like small pot of kids, one key worker thing, no parents allowed in, etc. So that if something happens with one of the parents or one of the kids, they can inform the daycare, and then they'll say, cool, this pot of kids and this key worker are compromised, right? And we'll like move on to the next stage of how we deal with that. So we were like, we probably don't have it, but we don't know that unless we get a test. And if we do have it, we have to do our due diligence as parents in this system to reach out and say, hey, we have COVID, right? So yeah, probably it's just a normal ass cold that Clark maybe brought home from another kid. We don't know. But, yeah. So they said it would probably be 24 to 48 hours. We'll see. The germ factory daycare. Yeah. His pod's been compromised. I know it sounds very serious, but I'm glad that they're like trying to figure out the best way to be like, this is how we can trace, you know, who's potentially come into contact with this thing and like all of that. This important message brought to you by the best fan, The Good Shade. Frick Theseus and his horny friend cost me 3 death defiances. Oh, shit. That's the worst feeling, isn't it? When you get to Theseus and you're like, I've got 3 death defiances. I've got a good build. Let's do this. And then they just kill you over and over again. And you're like, cool, that's awesome. I had my first Hades win last night. Congrats. Yes, feels good. Feels good. What are the plans for next week? Well, normal streams. I believe normal streams. I think next weekend is when PopCon happens, which is my friends that do Pop Cycle. They're like putting on like a mini convention online. And I'm going to be on a couple of those panels, so that should be fun, like an anime panel and a panel that's like movies we love to hate and things like that. That's right. I need to tweet about those. And then I'm trying to remember when the Vinland Saga stuff with JP is happening. I'll have to double check that. And sometime next week, Danny and I might do a drawing stream to kind of promote the merch store, because it's been open for a month now, as like a soft launch. We want to like really do a big push now, because we had a meeting with like Gerard and them about how it's going, because a lot of you guys have been reaching out being like, hey, how long is the pre-order for these shirts and things? And they were saying that in order for us to like keep costs low, they want to get to a certain number of purchases that we're like still pretty far away from. So we were like, it's fine. We haven't talked about the store a whole lot, so we could totally just do a stream and talk about what's available in the store and all of that. Yeah, they're doing like a watch party thing to watch some Vinland Saga. It's unclear to me if we actually watch Vinland Saga or if we just talk about the episodes that we watched. I'm not sure. But they normally actually watch it. Okay, cool. You watch it. Great. Easy. Oh no, I have to watch Vinland Saga again? Fuck. Is the anime not good? The anime is great. Yeah, it's fantastic. And Vinland Saga is my favorite manga. I really enjoyed the anime. So, yeah. They're doing, I guess, watch-alongs. And they've asked me if I want to do it with them. And I was like, sure. So, there's that. I guess, there's a decent amount going on next week. I should probably double check when everything is happening so I can write it down for myself. I found a replacement for Food Wars. They are not the same vibe at all, just so you know. Vinland Saga is a completely different sort of show, but yes, it's very good. Beast the Yeti says, today is World Mental Health Day. I'd like to send a Valentine to everyone who's having a tough time with their mental health at the moment. Remember, no matter who you are, you deserve to be healthy, happy, and safe. Absolutely. Take care of your brain as well as your body. Have you watched any of the new season's shows? No, I still need to watch Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm trying to get Sam to watch that with me, but we've been like ships in the night recently. So. Oh, Euphedoric, that's not an anime. That's The Boys. It's a show, a for reals people show, based on a graphic novel. Are you gonna watch Burn the Witch? Maybe. I think it's interesting. I love Kubo's like designs for characters, and I also think it's interesting that it takes place in the same universe as Bleach, but I haven't heard like super positive things about the show in general. So maybe. Rain. Rain. Yay, we did it. Good slice of life manga or anime of any vibe that you would recommend. Oh, Silver Spoon is great. Silver Spoon's probably one of my favorite slice of lifes. It's by Arakawa, who did Full Metal Alchemist, but obviously they're like totally different. But it's about a kid in the city who decides that he's going to go to an agricultural school and has like big culture shock suddenly being in the boonies with a bunch of farm kids. It's very cute. I love it. And yeah, I'm sure a bunch of people in chat will recommend stuff. Hey, intro, if you have something you want to send me, yeah, you can just email it to me. Guys, don't do jokey anime recommendations that are going to get people watching stuff that they shouldn't watch or that they would not want to watch, because not everybody is going to be in on the fucking memes like we are and be like, ha ha ha, very funny. I fell for that with Monster Musume. I'm very sorry. Oremonogatari is so good. It's one of my favorite romance anime, yeah. It's very wholesome and sweet. What's that witch one? I know there's a couple. Is it Flying Witch? Yeah, Flying Witch was very cute. Would Komi-san be considered slice of life? Yeah, I think so. Like high school slice of life, for sure. Is Attack on Titan worth catching up on? I only ever watched the first season. I stopped halfway through season 2, I think. But I've read the manga quite a bit further, and people are like really jazzed for the final season. So I'm assuming it's worth it. I can't say with any certainty. The only reason that I read more of the manga is because of MangaBot. Yeah, the last time that I got yelled at on Twitter by a bunch of people had to do with Attack on Titan. Oh my god. Am I out of both coffee and water? I don't think we've done this stream. Posture check. Oh, good call. Ah. Ugh. Oof. Oof. All right, let's start up our final raffle. This one's going to be up until the top of the hour, so you've got plenty of time. Boop. Big hugs, all one word. Big hugs, all one word. If you would like the final code for the Sojourn. Hell yeah. Eisner Guy says, here's to chat and Dexbonus for fostering a super wholesome community and keeping me sane until I start my new job in 2 days. Oh, congrats. And Passerby says, I was diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder yesterday. The stream has been keeping me grounded and lighthearted. Much love to chat for the good vibes. Even more love to anyone struggling with their mental health today. Big hugs, Passerby. And you've been diagnosed, so now you can take the next step, whatever that is for you. So that's a positive thing as well, right? Yeah, big hugs for the raffle, but also big hugs for real, you know? You know how earlier I was saying I really hope that some people show up to the chat while everybody's saying wuss? I also kind of hope that people show up to the chat while everyone is just saying big hugs to each other. It's like the opposite thing, right? Everyone saying wuss has a different vibe than everyone saying big hugs. Both are good. I left for a bit and returned to big hugs. Perfect. I love it. It's good. Big wuss. No, no. No, stop. Not that. This is not the way. I've been watching for 8 years. You've never seen me with glasses on? I mean, I guess like 3 years ago is the last time that I had glasses and was wearing them consistently. But I lost them while I was pregnant. And when you're pregnant, your entire body shapeshifts into a different human. So I was informed that I should not get new glasses or get my eyes checked until after I had had the baby and after I was done breastfeeding, if I decided to or was able to breastfeed. And then I just didn't do anything after that and just let myself have things in my life be a little fuzzy. Yeah, while I was pregante. Will there be more Baldur's Gate 3, or is there a low chance because of time zone hell? I don't know. We haven't really talked about playing more Baldur's Gate, but I would be down to wait until some stuff has been fixed. Does your body go back to how it was before, or does it turn into a third form? It does not return to its original state forever. There are things that happen to you while you're pregnant that stick around for the rest of your life. My face got very round while I was pregnant, and I was like, I actually love this. I just look like a very jolly mom. I adore it. And then I lost a lot of that after I had Clark. But yeah, there's just stuff about your body that never goes back to the way that it was. What's wrong with Baldur's Gate? It's just a little bit buggy right now. It's early access, so yeah. did you get mom brain? Like, did I forget things constantly? Yes. Yes, for sure. I wanted to ask your advice on something. We've gained a very loyal viewer to our stream. They don't do anything malicious, but they pressure other viewers to follow us or return to our streams and thank people on our behalf if they do. We're not really sure how to deal with it or how to bring it up without upsetting them. Unfortunately, that's kind of common. And they definitely don't see it as like overstepping bounds or like making people uncomfortable. So I understand why you're saying like you don't want to upset them, like their heart is in the right place. It's just the like zealousness with which they're doing it, right? I in the past when I have had to have a conversation like that, it's been along the lines of like, you know, just like, you don't need to pressure people. If they enjoyed it, you know, they'll be back. It's fine. Or like, if there's a reason to thank people, like, I can do it, that kind of a thing. Yeah. So it's hard. It is hard because I think definitely after seeing that sort of thing happen a lot before in other friends' streams, yeah, it's definitely never malicious. It's definitely just this person really wants to like be involved and help and, you know, and it winds up just coming across much more aggressive than it should. But yeah, I don't know if that helps at all. If someone on the street outside my house, what? What did you say before? Did I just hear Sam in the background? Oh, no. Obviously, you found the source of the voice, so. What's the worst thing chat does? Backseat puzzle games. Not even a second needed to think about it. No, and like in all honesty, I'm very lucky. We have a really lovely community. Um there's like, you know, occasionally there are people that are just going to dig their heels in and argue with the mods forever, and fortunately our mods can deal with that just fine. But yeah, overall, we don't have a lot of issues, I feel like. But that piece has to go in the corner. Take it to Discord, chat. Take it to Discord. Yeah. That's why when we've talked before about like, what if we just blew up one day and got like way bigger? Honestly, that makes me a little nervous. I don't know that I would want to be bigger than I am currently, because a lot of like my enjoyment with Twitch, and I think your guys' enjoyment with Twitch, is like the interaction between like this, right? If chat is moving fast enough that I can't read it or keep up with it, that connection is kind of not lost, but it's more difficult to upkeep. And also it's the more people are in here, the harder it is to like keep the community feel. I think people like Ko have done an amazing job of keeping that, of like maintaining the like culture of his stream. It makes me so nervous, the idea of that. That's why I find Among Us kind of sad, because you can't interact. Yeah, I don't play a lot of multiplayer stuff. When I do, I definitely don't interact with chat as much. But I think that those streams are meant to offer something different anyway, right? It's not really about like if I'm taking the time to play with friends, you're probably watching more for the interaction between like me and Octo or me and Jesse or whatever. And this is not as important. But I think overall, the nice kind of homely vibe of the channel that I enjoy so much is because there's a lot of just this. Absolutely. That's a great way to put it. Torbisu said the Vlogbrothers were talking about the same thing. Their goal isn't growth, but community engagement. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. What if Dodger and Sam traded heights? I don't want to hit my head on stuff. I could reach a lot of things, though. Oh my god. I think I talked about this already, but I saw a picture where somebody had like taken a camera and looked down at their significant other, and then the person watched it or looked at the picture and was like, oh my god, that's how you see me? Wait, that's what I look like to you? And I showed it to Sam and I was like, is that what I look like to you? And he was like, yes. Oh my god, it was awful. My partner and I are the same height. Ugh. I hope you guys dance, because I can never dance with my husband. I love dancing, but if Sam and I dance together, his back will hurt for a week afterwards. I think Sam might appreciate a height swap to fit in a bath. I do think that, like, I don't know, obviously there are extremes that are different, but I do think that overall short people wind up very attached to the idea and the concept of being short. And tall people get kind of attached to the idea of being tall, right? I think that even though I would probably really enjoy being tall for a minute, and Sam would probably enjoy being short for a minute, we would definitely want to swap back. It has its ups and downs. Beautiful. Ramen Boy says, it's been a trip this week at work. Children and colleagues having to isolate en masse. Here's to all of you for allowing me to relax before going back in on Monday. Big hugs, Ramen Boy. Everybody else who's like having some kind of scare at work or at school. All of that. Lil Unhinged says, oh, right. Will there be more BG3? We did read that. Venomancer says, I'm starting uni in a week and I'm nervous AF. Still don't have my sleep schedule sorted out. I guess that's what you get for watching Dukes and Sam every day. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen. Vike on Web says, thanks for the support, chat. I love you all. We had a hydrate from Chase Sarah. Thank you for reminding us to drink some water. I'm almost out, so I'm sipping it. Siren, how are you? I'm about to end. I'm so sorry. And LWF also redeemed a hydrate or dihydrate. Wonderful. Drum redeemed the cheers at the start of the stream, and I didn't see it, so we're gonna do a cheers at the end. Shadow Potato, thank you for gifting subs. Welcome to the Cat Gang, guys. If you were gifted a sub, be sure to say thank you, appreciate it, etc. Yeah. Cheers at the end. Time to get more water. Yeah, I need to get more water as well. Everybody get more of whatever they want to drink for a cheers, okay? Hold on. 1 second. All right. Grabs vodka. Whatever you need. Whatever you want to drink. I'm waiting with my arm extended toward the screen. Oh no. Why is your house so clean? I mean, this is just my office. I don't do anything back there. I don't do anything over there. So. Dodger getting water from the tap, living dangerously. I only drink tap water. Nice! Congrats, Shadow. If you got play VR in there, you've got all that space. I know. If we were staying here, totally would have turned this into something, but I think my office is going to be way smaller, most likely, which is fine. I'm not using this anyway. It'll be easier to soundproof smaller rooms as well. But yeah, okay. Drum, thank you for redeeming the cheers. Thank you all so much for being here and hanging out for a Saturday morning DOOGER. I know some of you guys are having a rough time. Big hugs, big love to you. If you're having an amazing day and you came here bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and all of those other like weird things we say about people who are just jazzing off of life, thank you very much. Thank you for being here and sharing some of that. And yeah, you're all amazing. I appreciate you very much. I hope that those of you who won the giveaways enjoy your codes and enjoy being mad at puzzles. We will be connected in that way. But yeah, to anybody else who's having house problems right now, we're going to get through it. We're all going to be fine. Right? Some of you are dealing with a hurricane. Some of you are dealing with COVID. Some of you are dealing with school stuff. There's something out there for all of us, right? So if this wound up being like a nice, wholesome reprieve from your day, that's all that I can ask for, right? So thank you all very much. Tonight is misdemeanor. If you want some pirates in your life, yes. And my chat froze. Delightful. There they are. There are all those coffee cups. I knew they were in there. Perfect. I always want pirates in my life. Wonderful. Go watch Misdemeanor. Episode 10. Coming up on the end here. Okay, what do we got? Sev Border, happy 1 year, happy anniversary. Neo, thank you for the 31. Kissika for the 7. Wingy for the 21. Joseph for the 34. Dinna for the 42. Arvone for the 9. Happy Twitch baby. Twin Peaks for the 3. Lord Nova for the 32. An anonymous gifter, thank you for gifting a sub. 2D Ghost for the 7. Vice Surprise, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Ballet Mechanic, thank you for the 6. Dom Master Sphinx for the 2. Baby Bird's Nest for the 3. Mega Buoy for the 2. Larkin for the 6. Red Orchid for the 66. Nag for the 43. Arosa for the 60. Again, happy 5 years. I appreciate it. Brand for the 7. Chris for the 9. Happy Twitch baby. Cynical Singer, thank you for the 41. Leia Egg for gifting a sub. Zelatan for the 50. Avi for gifting a sub. Teox for the 5 subs. Thank you very much. Fozzie, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Gimmelresh for the 68. Jay for the 74. PS Witch, 74. God damn. PS Witch, thank you for the 14. Knees, thank you for the 2. Devil's Fire for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. I am Manfred. Thank you for the 61. Rebecca Snow for the 27. Falcon for the 40. That one Chevy for the 41. Antiphus for the 2 years. Happy anniversary. Fatal for All for the 56. Rick for the 29. Lee Scoresby for the 73. Penguin in Space for the 29. Cordry for the 73. Avi, thank you for gifting a sub. Hypixian for gifting a sub. AC Spree for gifting a sub. Thank you guys. Smart Guy for the 61. To one and only Stevie for the 66. And Nick Mick for the 14. Valscore for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Valscore, thank you again for gifting those subs as well. Pixel Lady, thank you for the 47. Hursty's Daily Dose for the 50. Worst Penguin EU for the 50. PG Wipeout for the 35. Adam Batter for the 3. Boudin Louie for the 39. Cytalist for the 34. Avi, thank you for gifting a sub. Zirconix for the 4. Sockstream, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Private Penguin, thank you for all the biddies. Oh my god, a huge biddy bomb that I missed. Thank you very much. Probably no Tamer, or probably not Aimer. Not sure which. They gifted an entire year to someone. That's very sweet. Thank you very much. Shadow of the Potato, thank you very much for the gifted subs. Masona for the 71. 3 Dire Wolf Moon for the 3. Lexian for the 15. Saltkin for the 29. Umbrock for the 7. And Berserkier for the 66. Thank you all very much, guys. I appreciate it. If you were new here and you enjoyed the stream, I hope you'll come back. We're pretty chill. We normally do this for like an hour before like every stream. Every stream where I'm like, I'm going to play this game. You can probably show up an hour later and I won't have played the game yet. So if that sounds like your vibe, I would love it if you would come back. I am technically a variety gamer, but I just do a lot of hanging out and chatting. So an hour is the lowest estimate. Don't call me out. What the hell? Oh, we had more Valentines. Oh my God. LH Saber says, love this wholesome community. Stay safe. PZN says this Valentine is to tap water. Torabisu says, here is a on-the-fly haiku. Burritos hanging from the branches of a tall cherry tree sunset. Cute. W Tile says, you're all so cute. And Leandro DLC says, what W Tile said. Wholesome mom gamer. Yeah, I'm a slice of life gamer. You know. Let's end this final raffle. If you want to join it, this is your last chance. Big hugs, all one word. This is your final moment to be able to do this. That is a game code. And Exivin has suggested Sayano. I can never remember how they actually pronounce their name, but it's their birthday stream, so we will raid them. Big hugs, big hugs, big hugs. All right, closing it in 3, 2, 1, boop. And drawing it in 3, 2, 1, boop. The Woogly! You are our final winner today. Congratulations. You've won a Steam code for the game The Sojourn. Here is your Steam code for The Sojourn. And Baba Booey. There it is. Delightful. I didn't want to win anyway. Enjoy your codes, guys. Enjoy your day. If you want to watch Misdemeanor later, that would be amazing. Otherwise, I'll see you when I see you. Doing MangaPod tomorrow, as well as Godforged. So there's more stuff going on this weekend, you know. But I appreciate you all. You're all lovely and very supportive, and I'm lucky to have you. So Go spread love. Go spread joy. It's their birthday. So I trust you. You know what to do.